Today's talk is on mindfulness and parenting. To get started, I want to talk a little bit about what mindfulness is, how I really think about it, how I embody it. I want to give some practical skills as well at the end of the brief intro into mindfulness. I think about mindfulness as a philosophy and lens as well as a practice. It's really a philosophy, I believe, that stems from an intention. Okay, that's the lens, an intention and a lens, to make space for things as they are, allow things to be as they are. The way I want to think about this in terms of parenting is it's actually twofold. We're going to use that lens towards ourselves as parents, making space for us as we are in all of our imperfections, showing up to do this job every day. We also want to use it as a lens to look at our children, really allowing them to be as they are fully, making space for that. Okay, so keeping that in mind, right, with the traditional definition of mindfulness, just allowing things to come up as they are without judgment. A little side note on that little caveat, without judgment. I actually think deep, true mindfulness includes the parts of us that judge. So the things that come up for us that we're not so happy about. A really, truly comprehensive mindful lens includes that part of us that might tend towards judgment. We just don't, what's called, fuse with it. We don't follow that thought to its completion. We notice the thought, allow it to be there, but we don't engage with it. Okay? So take a few deep breaths. Just allow yourself to settle into your chair. I'm going to be mindful as we speak. As we're being mindful, for those of you who may have missed a little of the intro, of course, my name is Aliza Scharf-Bendov, and I am a child, adolescent, and family therapist with Thinking Tree Psychology. Very excited to be part of the team and to be here with you today. Okay, back to our mindful practice. Mindful practice just starts by sitting where we are, taking in where we are, feeling the chair underneath you, beginning to notice your breath. Notice your breath. I'm going to start with the most basic practice and principle of mindfulness. Focusing on your breath. Many people find this helpful to close your eyes. Go ahead and close your eyes. Focusing on your breath. Just notice as your chest rises and falls. Notice the temperature in the room. Any sounds. I hear the hum of my computer. You have an air conditioner or a fan. Notice that. While you're focusing on breath, notice the thoughts that come. Talking about parenting today. Notice what thoughts, if any thoughts, come about you as a parent. They may be thoughts of pride. They may be critical. Your only job today is to notice. Mindfulness. Notice the thought. Allowing it to come and go. You can take this a step further. Allowing the thought to become vivid. So that means that you notice the thought come up, eyes wide open. Allow the thought to become clear in front of you. That's right. And just notice what happens as you allow the thoughts to be there. You may notice movement in your body. You may notice tension or relaxation. Being mindful means that we're not going to favor one thought over the other. We're going to allow them all to be there, including the part of you that may want to favor one thought over the other. Very good. And that is the most basic principle of mindfulness. Okay, taking that with you. I'm going to talk for a moment about what that might look like in real time. So first of all, I believe that doing these practices on a regular or semi-regular basis, it's like training or building muscle. When we build our mindfulness muscle, we're able to access it more readily and more easily when we might be in the heat of a moment or need to react in a moment. A mindful lens might look something like this in real time in parenting. So I have a 9-year-old, a 6-year-old, and a 2-year-old. You could apply this, in any form of like a behavioral acting out, okay? So say a child is really pressing your buttons. It could be tantruming. It could be outright, defiant behavior, okay? Verbal defiance. As a parent, so you mindfully, you're going to feel your reaction. Your blood could start to boil. You could feel a tenseness in your belly. The lens really starts inward, so you're mindful of yourself first, which can be counterintuitive as a parent, but it helps you be more present for others, of course, when you're mindful of yourself first. So you're going to really notice what's happening in your body, and that can be a quick check. All right, I really feel myself starting to heat up. Feel my belly. I'm going to notice that, okay? Let me plant my feet on the floor. Feel the floor beneath me. Mindful stance. And then you're also going to mindfully include what you're seeing in your child. And it's okay, I see that my child is really, getting very unraveled. And you are going to react to them. You are going to set a limit, or you are going to comfort them, depending on what the appropriate reaction for the situation is. But the mindful approach gives you the center to actually make a choice in the moment instead of knee-jerk reaction or losing it. Okay, I know for myself, I really feel the difference when I remember my mindfulness. I do. And I remember to remember myself and just breathe for a moment. I have more choices. And again, it does not mean that I don't react. The opposite. But I'm able to react with more intention. There's more choice involved. And those are the very basic principles of mindfulness and how it applies to parenting. Okay? I'm going to add one little piece, just kind of a promotion, if you will, that I was thinking of as I was preparing this. One of the services that I offer through Thinking Tree that is actually new to the practice is individual sessions for parents. So in addition to my training with children, adolescents, and families, I'm also trained as an individual therapist for adults. And that's actually a space that gives parents to go really in depth. It takes the intention of mindfulness and just goes more in depth. So any parent that's needing or seeking space to more deeply understand themselves and how that impacts their parenting, which it does, of course, very deeply, that is something I'm able to provide, and we're now able to provide through Thinking Tree. So my contact information, you can contact me through the website at Thinking Tree. I welcome all questions, comments, follow-ups, and I do hope to continue this conversation. So if there are no questions, and I'm not seeing anything posted here, I will end the discussion for today and look forward to follow-up coming soon. Take care.